Hello everyone, it's Miriam here at Paper Wheel Studio. I'm here today to show you my quick and easy cluster method. If you have not found my channel before, I am Paper Wheel Studio. I do crafting and show you quick and easy ways for people who may have limitations, or if you just don't have enough time to spend all the time you would like crafting and making things in your craft room. You could, oh wow, I need to turn my new light on here. Totally forgot. Give me just a minute here and turn on the light and see how it goes. Ooh, so give me, can you see better that way, folks? What do you think? That just doesn't look very bright. I don't think it came on. Try this again. Oh, why do these things happen when I'm videoing? I test everything out before. Aha! There we go. How's that? Lot better. Hello. All right. So, came on today to show you my quick and easy way that I do clusters. I have built what I call my cluster book. There have been multiple different videos online as to how to make these. I simply took a heavier piece of cardboard and Mod Podge and collaged on the outside with washi tape along the edges, and I put down a cluster in the middle. I had these little letters and I just spelled cluster and put on there. I intend to do a notebook for my altered paper clips as well, so this was just one way I could tell the two apart. I've used elastic to hold in the spine, so it's not a sewn spine. So as these are used up, I can come back and add in more pages with the elastic to do more clusters. I gave myself a little pocket here in the front where I can put some larger pieces that I might use. I've got a piece of dictionary page and a couple digital pieces. I believe that is, I think that's digital as well. I've just simply, these were extra couple pieces that I didn't see using anywhere else. I didn't even put down any liner on the inside, so you can see it's just cardboard with my washi tape. Well, that should have been glued down a little better there. I'll come back and get some glue on that. And I just simply took some pages that I have, and I have made clusters on the page. When I use these, I can just tear out around it or cut around it, and then use this in something somewhere for a cluster. I didn't realize that this little button here has little eyebrows and a mouth and makes it look like a little face. Huh, interesting. Just now noticed that. So I have just taken, and I keep clusters very simple. I start with my base page, and then I might add a digital, or these are just some labels that I happen to have hanging out, or a piece of cardstock, something. Then I put down a piece of book page. I have a few bits of vellum here and there. And then I lay maybe a piece of lace down, or a piece of material in this case. And I lay that down and then just put a focal point on top. I don't complicate it. I just keep it nice and simple. This one is just simply a label, some tulle, book page, and I guess there is a little tiny piece of lace there, and then a chipboard button there. I only do them on one side, so I've got those. And then I've got this next page. These are just random items I had laying around the desk when I finished up, so I just went ahead and put them down. And these are pages from where they show you what the pages look like when you're buying paper packages. These were in something that I bought, so I just went ahead and did a cluster here with the UPC product code under there because I liked how the numbers and things popped up through that. Actually, I think these came off a different page, and then I just glued them down and as my base and put things on top there. And it's just random items. I did one with a little Humpty Dumpty here even. And then I had some floral embellishments. I put down stickers on top of the base, and then a piece of a coffee dyed digital. A couple pieces of lace there, and then glued down some stuff on top. Put a little backed pearl. It looks like that pearl slipped a little on me, but I'm gonna leave it there. I might fix it when I go to put it in the journal. And then I got a couple places here where I could do another cluster. And then I just simply put a bunch of blank pages in here. Just some, I cut them to size. They're mostly neutral. There's a few that have some shades of color. There are some pages with vellum bases. There's one here that I just put some washi tape on the edge. A couple of them, because of the edges, the glue from the edges, my pages stuck together, but you can come back in if you need to and just kind of pull them apart or cut them apart, because these are going to be clusters. You're not going to use every single little piece of the paper probably. And these are just a bunch of digitals, neutral digitals that I had, that I got from a shop on Etsy, that I cannot recall what it is. If anybody's interested specifically in what these digitals are because you like them, let me know and I can look the shop up on my Etsy and let you know where they came from. Again, these are just some washi lined pages, some vellum, and then I came in here and this was just a white back, had some clusters that I had already made, so I went ahead and put them down in here. So you just, I mean, you really could use anything in clusters. I do a few different layers of different types of paper or material, and then usually I'll top it off with a lace or material and then a button or some kind of a focal point there. You can sew your buttons on. This one's sewed on here. This one is not. I mean, so you have the option if you want to, so you can do that. And with this paper, all my clusters are going to be on the right side of this book. So the good thing is when you put papers in, like this is a double-sided, in the front of the book I'll have this as the background. However, the way the paper's in, if you follow it back to the back, you have this background on the other one. And that one is actually upside down. So I'm not so worried about that right at the moment, because these can be put in here the other way before I glue anything down on them. So it's not really, you know, if your paper is directional, you might want to be careful that you don't have things in there upside down. This particular one has wording on both directions, so it really, you know, makes no difference there. And then you've just got this. I have a bunch in here. When these are used up, I will just simply add some more pages to it, or extras I might have from a digital kit. Here's the front of these two paper. Actually, there were 3 of them that came in other things. And I just went ahead and put it down, and I'll create the clusters on the top, like this little patchwork and this pink. That would make a nice background for it. And I, like here, I would probably just cover up the words with something and go from there. So it's a very simple process, quick and easy notebook to make. You can make one of these in a very short period of time. I'm not going to make one right this minute. If you're not sure how to do an elastic binding method for putting your signatures in a junk journal, I got a hanging string there, and on that tape I really don't want a hanging string, so I'll cut that off here a little bit. And so basically that's all there is to it. And you stick your papers in with elastic, and then you've got your bases, and go from there. And this is just a pocket with gusset, a little gusset there. What I also have here laying under it is just a folio type thing I've made from junk mail, scraps, and book pages. Doesn't eyeballing it doesn't look great, but it doesn't matter, because this is just something that I'm putting papers in. I have created a little closure on the front where I can just tuck this down inside. It just tucks right in like that, and then when I want to open it, just pop it open. I put me a little tag here to use this tab to hold this part open. And these are actually cutoffs from a mailing envelope, and then the other is from some envelope that I got in the mail with stuff in it. And all I have in here is there's a few random pieces of things in this front pocket. The second pocket are my notebook papers and ledger, music, you know, those kind of vintage things. They're already in small enough pieces that they can be used in clusters. Then I have a section of digital or scrapbook papers that have just been, again, they're in the small pieces. They were left from a project. I still have a piece of old notebook paper here that I'm going to stick in here, so it'll be able to be used in some form of a cluster. I could also take this folio and use it if I were doing some form of altered paper clips and needed things to use for backgrounds there as well. So I'm going to put this in with my notebooks and music and vintage types of papers. And then my last pocket is just my book pages or word pages, pages from any kind of a book. Just again torn to size so they can be used for collaging or even for making clusters. So say you know, I wanted to make a cluster. I'm going to pull me out a piece of a page. Let's just pull out a random. I'm not even going to pay attention. The problem is if you overthink them, you just created oodles of time for yourself. So you don't want to overthink them. They will look very nice no matter what you do to them. I did not, however, bring my lace with me or any focal point. But the good news is when you want to work on clusters, it doesn't matter if you finish it. You can come back to your notebook and do it anytime. So if I just want to put down, we'll just open it to this. I have two right here. So I'm just going to simply go ahead. You could ink it if you wanted. I don't always ink when I'm doing this kind of stuff. It just slows me down. So I'm going to just use my glue stick because it happens to be what I have real handy. And put down some glue here. I use a Scotch permanent glue stick right now. I've tried various ones and I look at, you know, I've sometimes used Craft Bond. I've used various. It really doesn't matter a whole too much what you use. And again, you just put it down however you want. I do when using book pages, I check it for words that are not great, but, and then I just simply, let's see, that has 1900s on it, so I'm going to put it on there. And then I picked up this piece of digital, so we'll put it on this one, because, you know what, I'm going to tear it in half so I can use half for each one, because then I would be able to see more of my book page words. I like to see the words, and I want to see that 1900s down here on this bottom one as well. So we're just going to put some, you don't have to glue down every edge with a cluster either. You can just run some glue across it. If you're rambunctious enough, you can put a little stitch in them, even if you want a little hand stitch. If you use buttons, a little hand stitch on the top through all the papers to hold things together, that would work out great. This one, I want to keep that 1900, so we'll put my glue more towards the top and stick that on there like that. And I'll layer this one up so that whatever comes out. And see, now I've got that started. All I gotta do, if I get called to something else or end up doing something else or have a very short time to work on anything, I can just close that up and put it back on my desk. And that's it, you guys. That's my simple, quick, and easy method. Please like, if you've not subscribed to my channels, if you like my videos, hit the like button below and hit the subscribe button and come back and see me and spend time here. I enjoy doing these videos and I would love to spend time with you online. And I hope that you have enjoyed this quick and easy method for junk journals. In the future, I plan to try to post for you more frequently and do more quick and easy kind of methods that you can learn for doing things in your junk journal. I'm all about finding the easiest way to do things. Being in a wheelchair, a lot of things are very complicated. So if I can find easy ways to do it, then that's what I do. Always don't do as I do. Always cap off that glue stick when you're done, so it doesn't dry up on you. However, if it does, just take a knife or craft knife. If this end dries, these larger glue sticks, you can just kind of scrape the end off, and it's okay if it would happen to dry up too much to use. But these are pretty, I mean, you have to leave it out a little bit to get it to dry. The only way I know is because I have accidentally dropped it on the floor and not had anyone around to get it, and it would lay there with the lid off. Once it laid there even overnight, and it was still usable the next day. I think I had to take a little bit off the top, but very minute amount. So there we go. Now you've learned another little trick, and it wasn't even part of the whole plan. So that's the way I roll here. And I hope you've enjoyed my video. You come back next time. You all have a good evening and a wonderful weekend.